with pain. ఇది ఇచ్చినదని
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome my distinguished authors over here, four very distinguished authors. We're going to talk about women, violence, and mental health, and I must say, walking down the space and sitting here and talking about mental health does give me goosebumps. It's very different. Let me come straight to the point, which is we only have 1 hour, and I have four distinguished authors here with three very, very interesting works. One is a joint work. So I'm going to try and speak as least as possible and create a situation where the authors can share more about their works, their thoughts, and have a direct dialogue with you. So the way I plan to go about is that we begin with the collective. So we begin with a collection of short stories, I think about 26 short stories in 17 different languages of India, Bandaged Moments, edited by Navanita Sengupta and Nishil Pulugurtha. And then I wish to move to Anita Nair in a much more intersubjective manner, where she her works. Currently, we are discussing here her book, Why I Killed My Husband, and other short stories. It's a collection of another 6 short stories, very, very interesting. All of them, the first book and this one, echoing mental health in women, particularly. And this is interesting because we'll be looking at the intersubjective in dialogue with state decisions. And hopefully when we come to Anita, we'll be talking about the political framework that she tries to establish in her writing. And then we would conclude coming to Neige Sino with her book, Sad Tiger. And it is, I would say, a very compelling, intense work for me. I have experienced it the way. It is talking about, it's interrogating childhood sexual abuse in family, in this situation by stepfather. And it'll be, I think, a complete dive into the intra-psychic mind of the individual. And hopefully at the end of it, we'll be able to open up to the audience for a couple of questions with the authors directly. So without any further ado, I come to you. And so with Bandaged Moments, I was wondering if we could begin with, and any one of you are free to respond to it. The relevance of the title itself, the word, of course, bandage, kind of implying about wounds, but wounds which are the healing. So would you like to say something on that? You do write about Emily Dickinson's poem. Yeah.
So thank you for that question, and I'm really glad that you began with the title. So yes, Bandaged Moments, as we already mentioned in the foreword, and you also mentioned right now, is taken from Emily Dickinson's poem, The Soul Has Bandaged Moments. And while bandage refers to an existing wound, it also refers to healing. And if we look at the stories here, it's not that all the stories, all the stories deal with mental health and issues related to it, but then we do have, and we are very happy about it, a few stories which also talk about the healings, the positivity, the acceptability. Also, by compiling the stories, we thought that this would be a beginning of a discussion on mental health itself, which is generally otherwise kept under wraps, which is otherwise not brought out into public. And it's even more rampant when we find that the mental health is dealing with women. And maybe you would like to add to it.
Yeah, and she does mention that there are a few stories which talk about healing, but I think the healing begins once we acknowledge that there is an issue somewhere. So all of the stories, they are not very in your face kind of presentation is not there. In most of the stories, there is no mention of what the illness is. There are a few which mention, but most of them do not mention there is